Hello, Year 9s. This time we're going to talk about angles of elevation and depression, okay? So angles of elevation and depression. Now, sometimes this is really easy. It's just different language for what you're already doing. Sometimes it's a little bit more tricky and you have to make sure you label things correctly, okay? So the angle of elevation always goes from the line of sight, okay? So you need to read the question carefully and figure out where the perspective is from. So if they're talking about a person, are they at the top of a cliff, or are they down on the beach, or is it an aeroplane? Are they in the air, or is it the perspective of someone looking up to an aeroplane? You need to figure out where the line of sight is. That's really important. So if we're talking about an angle of elevation, we're talking about this angle in here because it needs to be from the horizontal, okay? You always measure from the horizontal. That's important. Oh, why did I write that? I can't spell and talk at the same time. That drives me crazy. From, horizontal. All right, from the horizontal. So this is the angle of elevation. If we were talking about an angle of depression, once again, oh gosh, pretend that's a straight line. Okay, so this is the angle of depression because it's going down from the horizontal, all right? That's really important to remember. So if you've got two lines like this and you have a line dissecting them, this is the angle of depression. This is the angle of elevation because this one goes up, this one goes down, and they're both from horizontal lines, all right? So let's have a go at doing an example. All right, example. So let's say a man walking along a beach. So we've got a man and he's walking along a beach, okay? So we're saying he sees a lighthouse on top of a cliff. So up on a cliff, he sees a little lighthouse. Ta-da! Okay, here's the little lighthouse on top of a cliff. So this is going to be our right angle, obviously. The cliff is 75 meters away. So this bit's got to be 75 meters away. The cliff is 132 meters high, so this is going to be 132 meters high. What is the angle of elevation from the man to the cliff? Well, let's finish drawing our triangle, so we'll put that in there. This is going to be the angle of elevation because it's from the perspective of the man. He's looking up towards the lighthouse, okay? Now we can just use SOHCAHTOA to figure out what our unknown angle is. What do we have? Well, we've got the opposite side, and we've got the adjacent side. We don't have the hypotenuse, so what are we going to use? Tan. So tan equals opposite over adjacent, all right? So let's have a go at that. So tan theta, because that's what we're trying to find out, we don't know the angle, equals opposite, 132, over adjacent, which is 75, okay? So how do we get rid of this now? Well, we want to get theta on its own, so we need to get rid of tan, which means we do the inverse of tan. So the inverse of tan of 132 over 75, type that into your calculator and it will give you the nice answer of 60.4 degrees. So this angle of elevation is 60.4 degrees, okay? Now let's say the question actually asked for the angle of depression from the, So let's say the question, I'm going to do this in a different color so I don't get confused. So you don't get confused. All right, so we're going to look at the angle of depression from the lighthouse to the man. Now, if that's what, don't do that. If that's what we were asked to find, we would need to draw a horizontal line. We don't need to use this to actually find out, but remember that the angle is always from the horizontal, like what we said over here, okay? It's from the line of sight of the horizontal. So if we were told to figure out the angle of depression, we actually need to we need to know this angle in here. Now this angle is not part of our triangle. So what we would do is we would figure out this angle in here, and then these two together must make 90. So theta would equal 90 minus whatever this is, okay? Whatever that number was, if we figured it out. I won't go through, why not? Let's do that. Okay, so what we would know is we would still use tan. So tan, and we'll figure out this angle here. So tan theta equals, this time we want opposite, 75 over adjacent, which is 132 this time, because we've changed where the angle is. So the opposite and the adjacent are swapped. So, hang on, I'm going to have to get my calculator out for this. So theta is the inverse tan, well, I don't have enough space to write it. Where's my pen gone? It's right, there it is. Okay, is the inverse of tan of 75 over 132, because that's what we're trying to get rid of. So theta is, let me just type that in, the inverse tan of 75 divided by 132. And the answer is 29.6. I've lost my pen again. There it is, 29.6 degrees, okay? So that is this angle in here. So the angle of depression would be, let's get rid of this question mark because now we know what it is 29.6. So theta is just 90 minus 29.6, so it's got to be 59.4. Okay, no, whoa, why did I do that? 59, 61. No, 60. Gosh, my brain's working, isn't it? Ugh, musical last night, I'm super tired. So that would be the angle of depression. It's not part of the triangle, but you can still find it by using all the other parts of the triangle to do it, okay? So make sure you understand what the question is asking you to do and label your angles correctly, and you'll be fine.